Hi dear students, in this presentation we will be discussing about ozone layer depletion. Okay, the ozone layer is actually a layer of ozone on the earth atmosphere. Actually ozone is oxygen is very much familiar to you. Oxygen, it's in its chemical form it is known as O2. Oxygen, atoms of oxygen is combined to form the oxygen molecule, that is O2, whereas three atoms of the oxygen combined together is simply known as the ozone. It is what is known as ozone, that is O3. The ozone layer is a layer in the earth atmosphere which contains 90% of the atmospheric ozone. So in the ozone layer we have 90% ozone will be there, and 10% some other gases can be there. The ozone layer is found in the lower portion of the stratosphere from about 20 to 30 km above earth's surface. So it is situated from around 20 to 30 km from the earth's surface, and it is actually just like an envelope over the earth. Okay, so it is actually a layer over the earth having a particular thickness. It is completely, the main constituent of the ozone layer is ozone, that's why O3, that's why it is known as ozone layer. Okay, so of course ozone layer depletion means the depletion of the content of the ozone in the atmosphere. In that, within that layer, if the ozone content is decreasing, then that is what is known as the ozone layer depletion, or we can say in other words, if the thickness of the ozone layer is decreasing by the destruction of the ozone in the ozone layer is known as the ozone layer depletion. Decrease in the concentration of the ozone and thinning of the ozone layer is called ozone depletion, ozone layer depletion. From the industries, what will be the reason for this one? Of course, the reason for the ozone layer depletion is nothing but the emission of the chlorofluorocarbons and chlorofluorocarbons, etc., into the atmosphere as the pollutants by the industrial actions. Okay, so most of even CFCs are emitted from our household fridge, like some equipments like fridge is using chlorofluorocarbons as the refrigerants. The emission is there from that side also. Even ACs are using the refrigerants. So all these are creating problem for the atmosphere, and it is causing for the ozone layer depletion. So the main reason is emission of the chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so once they get evolved in the atmosphere, what happens is they are mainly responsible for ozone layer depletion, as it contains or produces chlorine. What will be the reason for this ozone layer depletion is, see, all these chemical compounds like chlorofluorocarbons, chlorofluorocarbons, etc., hydrochlorofluorocarbons, etc., is having uh, either direct content of chlorine, or it can produce chlorine as a byproduct. So what will be the importance of chlorine? Chlorine always acts as a catalyst for the ozone layer depletion. So depletion means actually ozone is converted into some other form. O3 form is converted into some other form, maybe into oxygen, O2 form. Then that is what is known as ozone layer depletion. So chlorine will actually act as a catalyst. And the catalyst എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു കെമിക്കൽ റിയാക്ഷനെ സ്പീഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനാണ് എന്ത് പറയുന്നത്, കാറ്റലിസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So chlorine, presence of chlorine act as a catalyst for the ozone layer depletion. So whatever component is having chlorine content, once it reaches to the ozone layer, if chlorine is separated from that component and it can survive independently, then that will definitely speed up the process of ozone layer depletion. So that is what is happening nowadays. Okay, coming to the formation of the ozone layer, how ozone layer is formed. Actually oxygen is plentifully available in our atmosphere. So once this oxygen molecules coming in contact with the ultraviolet light, UV rays, once it comes in contact with the UV rays at the upper atmosphere, see, I have already told the ultraviolet rays are absorbed in the upper atmosphere itself. So once it coming in contact with the ultraviolet rays, it is having high energy. By absorbing that energy, oxygen is converted into radical form of the oxygen, that is 2O. O2 is converted into 2O. The ozone layer or the ozone forms by conversion of atmospheric oxygen into ozone. This process is called Chapman cycle. Actually, this process is called Chapman cycle. The oxygen get photolyzed by UV rays to form oxygen radicals. See, by the process of absorbing radiation energy from the ultraviolet rays, oxygen is converted into its radical form. That is, O2 is converted into 2O, or simply we will call it as by oxygen is photolyzed by the ultraviolet rays to its radical form, that is 2O. So now we have two separate oxygen atoms. Oxygen plus oxygen is available. Initially it was in a combined form, O2. Now there is no bonding between these two oxygen atoms, and it is separated, that is 2O, that is the radical form. The oxygen radical, now oxygen radical is free, the oxygen radical then react with the molecular oxygen and forms the ozone molecule. See, plenty of oxygen is available in our atmosphere, so this oxygen radical formed, that out of the 2O, one O can combine with the O2 to form the O3, that is what is known as ozone. So this is the formation of the ozone layer. So this is the chemical reaction, and this cycle is known as Chapman cycle. Along with this reaction, one more reaction is possible. See, already O3 is present, ozone is there in our upper atmosphere. So sometimes this oxygen radical, out of that 2 oxygen radical formed, one oxygen radical can combine with the ozone, that is O3, that is O3 plus O2 under the ultraviolet light. That reaction requires the high amount of energy that is provided by the ultraviolet light. So O3 plus O will form 2O2. So again, one side oxygen radical is combining with O2 to form ozone. Other side, what is happening? Same ozone is combining with oxygen radical to form the oxygen molecule 2O2. So both the reactions are taking place simultaneously, but this is in a balanced state. So always we can ensure the minimum content of the ozone in our atmosphere. That is what is the system is designed for. Okay, എപ്പോഴും ആ ഒരു ഈ രണ്ട് റിയാക്ഷൻ ഒരുമിച്ച് നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓക്സിജനുമായിട്ട് ചേർന്നിട്ട് O3 ആകുന്നുണ്ട് ഒരു സൈഡിൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, O3 OU ആയിട്ട് ചേർന്നിട്ട് വീണ്ടും ഓക്സിജനായിട്ട് മാറുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ സംടൈംസ് ഓക്സിജൻ ഈസ് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ്, ഓക്സിജൻ മോളിക്യൂൾസ് ആർ ക്രിയേറ്റഡ്, സംടൈംസ് ഓസോൺ ഈസ് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ്. സോ ബോത്ത് ദീസ് റിയാക്ഷൻസ് ആർ ഇൻ എ ബാലൻസ്ഡ് മാനർ, സോ ദാറ്റ് the chemical reaction is ensuring minimum or optimum ozone content in the atmosphere. These two reactions, even though are taking place simultaneously, that is not causing for the reduction of the ozone layer. So this process, Chapman cycle reactions are not causing for the ozone layer depletion. Actually, this cycle helps for the formation of the ozone layer. കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഓക്സിജൻ ഒരു സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് ഓക്സിജൻ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നു, ആ ഓക്സിജൻ തന്നെ വീണ്ടും ഓക്സിജൻ റാഡിക്കലായിട്ട് ഫോം ചെയ്തിട്ട് എന്താകുന്നു, ഓസോൺ ആകുന്നു, ഓസോൺ വീണ്ടും സ്പ്ലിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഓക്സിജൻ ആകുന്നു, ഓക്സിജൻ വീണ്ടും ഓക്സിജൻ റാഡിക്കലായിട്ട് ചേർന്നിട്ട് ഓസോൺ ആകും. ദിസ് സൈക്കിൾ പ്രോസസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്ലി ഹാപ്പനിങ്. സോ it ensures minimum or whatever quantity of ozone is required, that is ensured by this chemical reaction. So this is about the formation of the ozone layer. ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് എപ്പോഴും ഓസോൺ ലെയർ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Now we will move on to the process of ozone layer depletion. How ozone is depleted. I have already told that the chlorine, the independent chlorine acts as a catalyst for the ozone layer depletion. So if the chlorine presence is there in the upper atmosphere or in the ozone layer region, if the chlorine presence is there, then some other chemical reactions are taking place, which is the reason for the ozone layer depletion. So where does this Cl coming is from the pollutions like chlorofluorocarbons and HCFCs. Okay, hydrochlorofluorocarbons. These are the main source of the chlorine atom. So if you go through the chemical reaction, you can see that both these chemicals are having chlorine content in it. So at least one element is chlorine. So once it is broken down, means chlorine is released into the atmosphere. That is what is happening. So once the chlorine is released, means this chlorine will act as the catalyst for the depletion of the ozone layer. So we will see the chemical reaction. Okay, due to the solar radiation, that is ultraviolet rays, CFCs, HCFCs break and form Cl atoms. See, due to that energy from the ultraviolet radiation will cause for the breaking down of HCFCs and CFCs, that will release chlorine into the atmosphere. So and from chlorine atom, which react with the ozone molecule and form chlorine monoxide. Okay, so this free chlorine will always react with the ozone layer or ozone molecule. So Cl plus O3 under the ultraviolet ray. See, this chemical reaction requires the energy input, that is given by the energy from the ultraviolet radiation. So Cl plus O3 will form ClO plus O2. See that chlorine monoxide is formed there. Once the chlorine monoxide is formed, that will react with the free oxygen radical. ClO plus O will form Cl plus O2. See, again at the end of the reaction, Cl is free from the other compounds. So free atom of Cl is again formed, that will react with another oxygen radical to form oxygen. So this will happen continuously. So every after the end of the every reaction, chlorine is liberated. That chlorine will be combining with another oxygen radical to form oxygen. So continuously here you can see in the earlier reactions and all, sometimes O3 is formed and equivalent amount of O2 is also formed. There is a balance between this O3 formation as well as the O2 formation. But see here, there is no O3 formation is taking place. Only the reduction of the O3 is taking place. Ozone is depleted. That's all. Chlorine atom initially will react with the ozone to form ClO, chlorine monoxide and oxygen. See that oxygen, that chlorine monoxide formed is now combining with the oxygen radical. From where this oxygen radical is coming is from the Chapman cycle. See, O2 under the ultraviolet radiation is photolyzed to 2O. So oxygen radicals are formed continuously in the upper atmosphere. That oxygen radical instead of that oxygen radical is supposed to combine with oxygen to form O3, but presence of chlorine is not allowing that oxygen to combine with the O2 to form O3. Instead, it is combining with ClO. Okay, and liberating one Cl free atom plus oxygen. So always oxygen is produced by the decrease of the ozone layer. See, this is the very important thing happening in the upper atmosphere known as the ozone layer depletion. See, always Cl is becoming free in each and every reaction. It is becoming free. That is again combining with another oxygen radical. So this process goes on. That means continuously ozone is decreasing. So a small amount of Cl is enough to decrease a large ozone area. Okay, that is the danger related to this one. So that's why we must be very careful about the release of the chlorofluorocarbons and all. Right now, around 2 to 3 decades back, scientists have identified the presence of chlorofluorocarbons are the main reason for the ozone layer depletion, and they have banned most of the refrigerants having chlorofluorocarbons. Now somehow we are able to protect our earth. Okay, so as the chlorine atom acts as a catalyst, one single chlorine atom can destroy much amount of ozone molecules. That is the highlighted point here. If one single chlorine atom is there, means it can destroy much amount of ozone molecules. As a result of ozone layer depletion over Antarctica, ozone hole is formed. This ozone hole leads to the melting of the ice in the Antarctica, increasing the sea level and other harmful effects on its environment. These are the effects of the ozone layer depletion that we will discuss in detail in the next slide. So in this slide we will be discussing about effect of ozone layer depletion. So due to the ozone depletion, harmful ultraviolet rays reaches to the earth, which leads to harmful effects on animal, plants, aquatic life as well as on human also. See, the ultraviolet rays once directly exposed to the whatever is there in earth, that is animals, plants, it is causing destruction to everything. Okay, so initially if ozone layer is there in our atmosphere, what is happening is these ultraviolet rays are absorbed within the ozone layer itself. Okay, that I have already explained with that chemical reaction, Chapman cycle I have already explained. So all the atmospheric rays are absorbed there itself, it is not reaching the earth surface. But if ozone layer depletion takes place, then there will be a large hole in the ozone layer. That means ultraviolet radiation is directly coming to the earth, which will cause lot of harmful effects for animals as well as plants, aquatic life, everything. Okay, now effect on aquatic system. See, it is having a harmful effect on the aquatic system rather than the human being. That is affects the phytoplankton. Phytoplankton means actually it is microscopic algae, microscopic algae present in the sea and other aquatic area and all. So actually ഈ phytoplankton എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പിക് ആൽഗയാണ്. That is the basis for the food cycle of the most of the aquatic life. Even വെയിൽസിന് പോലും ഫുഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത് എന്താണ്, ഫൈറ്റോ പ്ലാങ്ക്ടോൺ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഫോർമേഷൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ അക്വാട്ടിക് ലൈഫിന് നിലനിന്ന് പോകാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. സോ ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡിസ്ട്രോയിഡ്, then that means it will be the complete destruction for the aquatic life. So affects phytoplankton, fish, larval crabs, etc. So everything is destroyed. Decrease in amount of phytoplankton increase the CO2 in the atmosphere, which contribute to the global warming. See, this microscopic algae have the capacity to absorb the CO2 also. So if these phytoplankton are destroyed in a much faster rate, that means indirectly it is causing for the increase in the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere. So it is indirectly causing for the global warming also. Now coming to the next effect, that is effect on the material. Mostly it is causing destructions for the paints and plastics. Direct exposure to the ultraviolet rays may cause for the degradation of the paints and plastics. Effect on the climate. See how this degradation of paints is coming important is the paints, degradation of the paints means it is again releasing chlorofluorocarbons and all. That is the problem. Effect on the climate, global warming. The important effect on the climate is, of course, the global warming, increasing the average temperature of the Earth's surface. That is the main physical measure that can physical thing that we can measure, that we can say as a end effect of ozone layer depletion. With the ozone layer depletion, there will be an increase in the temperature of the Earth. The last effect is effect on human health. Of course, it is creating lot of problem for the human beings also. For the lot, it is causing for lot of diseases. Damaged genetic materials in the cells leads to more people suffering from uh, cataracts, causes cancer. So it is causing for a lot of diseases also. So anyway, it has to be avoided. So we must be very careful about the release of the chlorine, release of the chemical compounds having chlorine into the atmosphere. See, if the chlorine is released in the atmosphere, then definitely it is going to destroy the entire ozone layer. This is the reason is the chlorine is the main catalyst for the ozone layer depletion. So that's all about ozone layer depletion. Thank you.